What's going on, everybody? This is your boy King Gabe on a very rainy day outside, but hey, it's still lighty in here. So that didn't make any sense. But anyway, today we're going to be doing another audio reading from Yumeko Novel One, chapters 4 through 7 this time. Been away from it for a while, but we are catching up a little bit. Also, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Also, get some of our available books, including Yumeko itself. That way you can follow along with these audio readings. And also, support us on Patreon just like your boy AJ the Supreme. Do that. And also, you can make sure you can give us special thanks as well on any of these videos, which is much similar to sponsorships or contributions. Just like ones we're giving the shout outs to for this month. Miss Phyllis Green for her sponsorship, as well as also Keon Smith. And also giving a shout out to Kings of Turkey Leg and Wings. Getting one of our books, but still giving him a shout out for this month as well. Yep. So definitely do all that, and let's dive right in. Chapter 4. Back at the fire station, in the gym area, Emily punched, kicked, karate chopped, and even slashed the heavy bag until it broke. Brownie entered and picked up a second heavy bag to hang it up for her. Emily looked at him and said, "I can do that myself." "I never said you couldn't," said Brownie. "I was just being a gentleman." "You mean like your friend Dashtail?" said Emily. "You're still upset about the kitty cat comment?" asked Brownie. Emily came at Brownie with a karate chop, but he blocked it. She hissed angrily and said, "Don't call me that!" Emily tried to punch and kick Brownie, but he kept blocking and dodging. When she stopped a moment to catch her breath, he said, "I'm sorry about that. Dashtail didn't mean any harm. He just likes to joke around and show off at times, which can get him into trouble. However, I'll make sure he doesn't say that to you anymore." Emily grunted and said, "Whatever. So what do you want with me?" Brownie took a deep breath and said, "Well, you've been here for about a week now, so I was wondering if you'd be interested in hanging out with me outside of the fire station. We could get some coffee, eat out at the Burger Port, catch a movie, or..." Emily interrupted, asking, "Are you asking me out on a date?" "Well, maybe," said Brownie, blushing a bit. "I'm not exactly the type of girl you or any other guy like you or even your buddies would want to date." "Well, if we get to know each other, you might find out you're wrong." "How old are you?" "I'm 21. I guess that explains how you're able to work here at the fire station. I thought you was younger than that." "Well, I'm guessing you're 21 too, or possibly 20. "I'm 23. And I hate to break it to you, but if I did decide to date, it would be an older guy." "Well, I'm not too much younger than you, and for your information, younger guys like me can mature ourselves for older, yet beautiful women like you." "Nice try, but I don't think so. However, for your generous way of treating me, I suppose we can hang out sometime." Also, your sensei heavily suggested for me to be more sociable in order to work better with you all. Very well. Hanging out is a good start. But keep in mind, we're just hanging out as co-workers. And possibly I would consider friends. So it's not a date. Indeed, Mr. Gecko. Excuse me? You said co-workers, as in implying to start with a co-worker relationship. Yeah, sure. Now, if you don't mind, I would like some more alone time right now. As you wish. Brownie headed out as Emily went back to working out on the heavy bag. Once he came out the gym, he went to Dashtail's room where he was resting. Billy and Gerald were with him, and they both looked at Brownie with a sly grin. What? Asked Brownie. You know, said Gerald. What do I know? Asked Brownie again. You asked Emily out on a date, didn't you? Said Billy. Technically, it's not a date, explained Brownie. We're hanging out as co-workers, maybe friends. Yeah, two co-workers in love, said Gerald, chuckling. Well, she is kinda cute, said Brownie. And yeah, I'm considering it a date. I knew it, said Gerald. Brownie and Emily sitting in a tree, sang Billy. Kissing. Brownie shushed everyone and said, Keep it down! Eventually she'll warm up to me. But we got to take it slow. I don't think she's worth your time, Brownie, said Dashtail, still upset. Why? Because you were flirting with her earlier? Said Billy. Yes, until she got rough with me, said Dashtail. Seriously, I could take getting turned down, but that's just mean. Just then, Mr. Fluffles entered and said, You must be patient with Emily. From what I've seen in her, she has great potential. Yeah, potential to embarrass me, said Dashtail, rolling his eyes. Different people have different ways of expressing themselves, explained Mr. Fluffles. Those ways must be respected in order to show them true friendship. That will help you all be a great team as firefighters, city defenders, and in life. Suddenly, a warp appeared like the one from earlier. Flora fell out of it and landed on Dashtail. He yelled in pain, and everyone else quickly helped Flora up into a chair and then got Dashtail straightened up. Are you alright, Flora? Asked Brownie. Flora sprung up in a panic, shouting, I'm so sorry, everyone, but Hiko and his friend are in danger! What? Shouted everyone else. Where are they? Asked Brownie. Trapped inside the abandoned cola mart, said Flora, starting to tear up. They went because I told them you were in there, Brownie. Then when I realized you wasn't, I went in to get them out and I got separated from them in that warp. Then as she broke down crying, she said, It's all my fault! I'm so sorry, Brownie! Calm down, Flora, said Brownie. I'm gonna get them out. I'm coming with you, said Gerald. So am I, said Dashtail, quickly getting up from the bed, but the pain in his back made him fall down. Stay here and continue to rest your back, said Brownie firmly. But, started Dashtail, but then he noticed Brownie and Mr. Fluffles had a serious look on their faces, and he said, Fine, I'll stay. Chapter 5. In the real world, Hiko's grandparents, who he called Granny and Big Papa, were sitting in the den of their house, watching their favorite soap opera, The Grace and the Charming, until a commercial break came on.
Cat, dash it! I can't believe that Grace would betray Victor like that, said Granny.
She definitely had him fooled, all right, said Big Papa. All that time, he thought she truly loved him, and now his heart is broken.
He did not deserve that at all, said Granny.
Then she got up and asked,
You want some peanuts?
Yeah, I could use some, said Big Papa. I'll take the unsalted ones this time. As Granny got to the kitchen to get the peanuts, the house started shaking, and Granny and Big Papa heard large footsteps approaching the house. They went to look out the window and eventually saw a giant 15-foot tall golden buffalo tearing down the wooden fence in the backyard. Big Papa immediately went to one of the kitchen cabinets to get his walking stick.
What do you think you're doing?
Exclaimed Granny. Big Papa quickly got the stick and raced back in the den saying,
I'm going to fight that buffalo to get it out of our yard and hopefully out of our neighborhood.
Big Papa opened the patio door and went out into the backyard. Granny was really nervous. She went out the patio door after Big Papa and shouted,
Good God Almighty, Archie, be careful fighting that buffalo.
Don't worry, Esther, said Big Papa.
I got this. Just stay here for safety.
Granny watched as Big Papa charged toward the buffalo with his stick. Once he got close enough, he used the stick like an athlete in the Olympics to make himself jump up high in the air. Then he started falling toward the buffalo, and he used the speed and force of his fall to wham the buffalo's head really hard. The buffalo felt the pain, but he didn't fall. After that, the buffalo used his head to swing Big Papa back into the air, causing him to land on his back in his garden. Granny quickly raced over to Big Papa.
Archie, come on, and let's get you out of here,
she said, helping Big Papa up on his feet.
We can't do that, Esther, exclaimed Big Papa. Otherwise, that buffalo will tear up the neighborhood along with our house. Now go back inside to safety and let me handle this.
Then Big Papa noticed his garden was messed up from the fall. He was really upset. He glared at the buffalo and shouted,
I know you did not just mess up my garden, you golden horned Goliath-sized behemoth! It took me weeks to grow those tomatillos and coyote squad, and don't even get me started with my Vidalia onions.
The buffalo grunted and positioned himself to charge at Big Papa.
So you want to play rough with an old man like me, said Big Papa,
taunting the buffalo.
Well, I got one thing to say to you, Buster. When this old man is finished with you, you're going to be nothing but an extra large helping of buffalo wings and a big bucket of shreve chicken. So bring it on!
The buffalo and Big Papa charged at each other. Once they got close enough, the buffalo tried to headbutt Big Papa, but he blocked it, hitting the buffalo's head with the stick. Then they fought each other, clashing horns and sticks like a sword fight until Granny started calling out to Big Papa.
Archie! Archie! Archie!
She shouted until it was revealed that Big Papa was dreaming the whole thing, asleep in his easy chair. As he woke up, he saw Granny trying to wake him up. "Oh boy," Big Papa said as he woke up. "That was a big buffalo."
"A buffalo?"
said Granny, rolling her eyes, and she continued,
"Oh, cat dash it, Archie. You always wake up saying something crazy. Where's Hiko and Samuel?"
Big Papa was puzzled for a minute as he looked around the room. Then he looked out the window to the backyard and asked, "They haven't come back yet?"
"No, they haven't," said Granny angrily. "And Yolanda just called to let me know that in 30 minutes she'll be leaving her classroom to come pick up the boys."
Big Papa jumped up and rushed to the kitchen to get his truck keys as he said, "Okay, I'll go to Yumeko and get them back. You wait here."
"No, I'm not. We're both going, and I'm driving my car."
"Esther, I can go get them myself."
"Well, you should have went with them after telling them about that world. Now they done probably got lost somewhere and forgot how to get back. Now let's get in my car, Archie."
"All right, dear." Woo! On that note, Granny and Big Papa headed out in Granny's car to go to Yumeko. Chapter 6. Hiko woke up in the home improvement department of Cola Mart. Then he began to look around for Samuel and Naomi while calling out for them. Eventually, he found Naomi on one of the toy aisles, unconscious on the ground. Seeing her in her dress made him imagine her as Sleeping Beauty. On that note, his magic changed his clothes into a burgundy suit, making him look like a prince. "Okay, I can do this," Hiko thought to himself as he walked up to Naomi. "After all, she kissed me first. I'm sure she wouldn't mind one kiss from me to wake her up." Hiko got on his knees and leaned slowly to kiss Naomi. Suddenly, she woke up, making Hiko stop out of nervousness and jump back. Naomi smiled as she got up and said, "Hi, Hiko." "Hi, Naomi," said Hiko, getting back up. "Are you okay?" Naomi nodded yes and kissed Hiko's cheek again, making him blush deeply. "Your suit looks nice, by the way." "Well, I'm glad to hear that, and thank you," he said. I'm just curious about something. Why did you kiss me before and now?" "Because I like you," she replied. Hiko looked at her, not sure what to say for a moment. Naomi, still smiling, looked back at him with her full attention. Then he smiled back and said, "Okay, I like you too." The two continued looking at each other, smiling, until they noticed the toys around them and started playing with them, not thinking of the dangers from earlier. Eventually, they noticed some action figures of the IT comic superheroes. The IT stood for Imagine That. Hiko picked up one of the figures and said, "They have the Super Ultra Electronic Ultra Cat action figure!"
"That looks cool," said Naomi.
"Oh, it's more than cool," said Hiko, getting more excited and hyped up. "The IT comic action figures are the greatest toys on the planet." Hiko took a deep breath to calm down for a minute. He feared Naomi might not be interested and said, I'm sorry I got like that. It's just that I wanted to get this Ultra Cat figure last Christmas, but it was sold out. Are you into superheroes?" "I am not sure," said Naomi. "I do not know much about superheroes, but you may tell me about them." "Okay, sure," said Hiko, and he began. "Ultra Cat is from the planet Furon. When it exploded, he was sent to Earth. His original name is Ultrail, but his adopted parents on Earth, Mason and Mary Kit, named him Mark Kit. When Mark grew up, he became a reporter, but whenever there was trouble in Ultra City, he'd be there as Ultra Cat to save the day." "He is similar to you," said Naomi. You really think so? Asked Hiko, a bit bashful. Naomi got closer to Hiko and said, Yes, I do. Because he saves the day the same way you saved my life. Hiko looked into Naomi's sparkling eyes as she looked at him. He blushed even more than before and said, I guess you have a good point. Of course I had help from Samuel. Naomi hugged Hiko and said, Then the two of you should have your own action figures. Hiko hugged Naomi back and said, Maybe one day we will. They were about to kiss each other, but a voice interrupted and said, No, you won't. It was another one of the zombies from earlier. He raised his hands up and slid toward Hiko and Naomi, but they escaped just in time and fled out of the toy department. As they came into the clothes department, the cash registers popped up in front of them. Get behind me, Naomi, said Hiko. Once Naomi was behind Hiko, he quickly held up his Ultra Cat figure and shouted, Ultra Cat, use your solar vision! The Ultra Cat figure instantly came out of Hiko's hand, became the size of the real Ultra Cat, and fired its solar vision from his eyes, destroying the cash registers. Suddenly, more of the zombies approached from behind, along with skeletons approaching in front of them. We have to escape! Find Samuel and get out of this store, said Hiko. Hold on tight, kids, said the Ultra Cat figure, as he picked up Hiko and Naomi and flew them away from the area. Chapter 7. Granny and Big Papa arrived in Yumeko, but after driving around for a while, they noticed something wasn't right. Big Papa asked Granny to pull over and park at a nearby gas station. Once she did, they got out of the car and walked over to one of the employees standing outside, which was a brown beaver with a name tag reading Bobby Bosco. Hey there, Bobby, said Big Papa. Bobby looked at Big Papa with excitement and spoke.
Hey, Ernie, how are you doing? Hey, Archie, how are you doing, man?
Same old, said Big Papa. Just hanging in there.
I hear that, said Bobby.
Then he noticed Granny and spoke.
And how are you, Esther?
Doing just fine, and you? Said Granny.
I'm ready to hit that easy chair after my shift ends in a few more hours, said Bobby. So what brings you two here? It's been a while since I seen y'all.
Well, we got a little lost, said Big Papa. Do you know which way to the Barnhart City Fire Station number 1?
You're a pretty good piece from it, said Bobby. First go back out down Matthew Mark Avenue. Stay on it until you get the Interstate 30 and make a left. Then exit on Interstate 59. After that, exit on West Gabriel Road. Turn right and the fire station be on your left on Victor Road.
Thank you so much, Bobby, said Big Papa.
Ain't no problem, Archie,
said Bobby. After they all said goodbye to each other, Granny and Big Papa left the gas station and started down the Matthew Mark Avenue. Back at the Cola Mart, in the head manager's office upstairs, was a tan brown rabbit in a purple sorcerer outfit and a golden staff with a devil head on it. He was watching Granny and Big Papa in his magic crystal ball. The witch that sent Naomi into the Cola Mart earlier was there with him too.
I'm afraid I can't let you find your grandson or his friends, said the rabbit. Instead, I'll give you a free vacation.
Where are you sending them? Asked the witch, smirking. The rabbit held his staff toward the crystal ball and replied, It depends on where my warp sends them, but I guarantee it won't be pleasant. The eyes on his staff glowed along with the crystal ball, and in seconds, Granny and Big Papa, along with their car, were sucked into a warp vortex. The rabbit smiled in his success and said to the witch, Make sure that Hiko and his friends don't escape, and eliminate that little puppy when he arrives. Alright, that's all for today, chapters 4 through 7. So, yep, hope you guys enjoyed all of that. Definitely like, share, and subscribe. Also, be sure to get some of our available books, including Yumeko, so y'all can follow along with these whenever we have these audio readings. And also, be sure to support us on that Patreon, just like your boy, AJ the Supreme! And also shout outs once again to Keon Smith, Miss Phyllis Green, also known as Medea, and also a shout out to King's Turkey Legs and Wings. Say Mr. Arthur Williams. Also everybody calls him King of the Turkey Legs and Wings. So yep. So that's all for today, and we will catch y'all in the next video. Y'all take care, everybody.